Let me tell you a little more about the features and clinical benefits of the MEGA 2000 Soft Patient Return Electrode. The MEGA 2000 Soft Pad provides safety due to the current limiting nature of the product. The ability for current flow to be induced into the pad is directly proportional to the amount of area in contact with the pad. In other words, when the patient has little contact with the pad's ability to see the change from positive to negative becomes diminished. As a result, the pad is the gatekeeper of current flow. Too little surface area in contact with the patient means very little current will flow. Therefore, the patient does not get burned and the surgeon does not receive the desired electrosurgical effect at the surgical site. The surgeon does not achieve the desired effect because the pad limits the current flow in the entire circuit. It becomes the bottleneck to current flow in the circuit. Current can only flow as fast as the slowest component in the circuit. Conversely, when a large area is in contact with the patient, the MEGA 2000 pad can easily see the oscillations in current flow and no longer limits its flow. The design of the pad has been optimized to turn down current flow when there is insufficient contact area and to open up to current flow when there is sufficient contact area to safely exit current from the patient. Another way to explain the current limiting or gatekeeper nature of this product is to use an analogy. In this analogy, imagine that you have a window screen placed between a sandbox and a large bucket of sand. The screen is analogous to the pad, the sand to the electrosurgical current, and the sandbox is the end point where current must flow to complete the circuit or the generator. Remember, a patient is a good conductor, so you need to assume that sand will flow through the patient because electrosurgical current actually does flow freely through patients. This, however, is a unique window screen that has smart capabilities. Without a patient lying on top of the screen, all the holes in the screen have gates across them and are closed. Sand cannot pass through the screen. When a patient is laid on top of the screen, simulating a large amount of contact area, virtually all of the gates open up and allow sand to flow freely. Remember, the patient is conductive and sand can freely pass through the patient. Now place just the patient's finger on the screen, and the only gates that open are the ones in contact with the patient's finger. By having only a limited number of gates open in the screen, only a limited amount of sand or current can pass through the patient and screen and enter the sandbox. In fact, so little sand passes through the screen that the patient does not get burned. The current density is too low for burning to occur. The current limiting nature of the pad limits current flow throughout the circuit. As a result, the surgeon does not receive the desired effect at the surgical site. This is a sign that the patient needs to be repositioned to maximize contact area, which opens more gates in the screen so that more sand can flow into the sandbox or generator. In this manner, the surgeon achieves the desired effect at the surgical site and current is safely exited from the patient and returned back to the generator. As well as being a safe return electrode, there are other patient benefits. There is nothing to stick directly to the patient and no need for shaving or other patient pad site prep work because there is no direct contact to the skin other than the safe non-latex urethane insulating material that encases the pad, avoiding denuding or otherwise damaging the patient's skin. And there is no need to worry about adhesive-related skin reaction.